President, please be seated. The court is now in session. Today, the chamber is going to hear the testimony of the first witness in relation to the first Jinjiri Dam work site. And the first witness today for that work site is 2TCW 836. Ms. Jia Siu Huang, please report the attendance of the parties and other individuals at today's proceedings. The greffier. Mr. President, for today's proceedings, all parties to this case are present. Mr. Nunchi is present in the holding cell downstairs. He has waived his right to be present in the courtroom. The waiver has been delivered to the greffier. A witness who is to testify today, that is through TCW 836, confirms that to his best knowledge he has no relationship by blood or by law to any of the two accused, that is Nunchi and Kir Sampon, or to any of the civil parties admitted in this case. The witness took an oath before the Iron Club statute this morning. Thank you, Mr. President. President, thank you. The Chamber now decides on the request by Noon Chie. The Chamber has received a waiver from Noon Chie, dated 19 May 2015, which states that due to his health, that is headache, back pain, he cannot sit or concentrate for long, and in order to effectively participate in future hearings, he requests to waive his right to participate in and be present at the 19 May 2015 hearing. He advises that his counsel advised him about the consequence of this waiver, that in no means it can be construed as a waiver of his right to be tried fairly or to challenge evidence presented or admitted to this court at any time during the proceedings against him. Having seen the medical report of Noon Chi by the duty doctor for the accused at the ECCC, dated 19 May 2015, who notes that Noon Chi has a chronic back pain when he sits for long, and recommends that the chamber shall grant him his request so that he can follow the proceedings remotely from the holding cell downstairs. Based on the above information and pursuant to Rule 81.5 for the ECCC internal rules, the chamber grants Noon Chi his request to follow today's proceedings remotely from the holding cell downstairs via and audio-visual means. The Chamber instructs the AV unit personnel to link the proceedings to the room downstairs so that he can follow the proceedings. That applies for the whole day. President, good morning, Mr. Witness. What is your name? Witness. My name is Ao Ho. President, thank you, Mr. Ao Ho. Do you recall when you were born? Answer. I was born on 5 October 1945. Thank you. Question. Where is your current address? Answer. Currently, I live in Tul Sala village, Jongdong Subdistrict, Barai District, Kampong Thom Province. Question: what is your current occupation? Answer: I am a rice farmer. Question: what are the names of your father and mother? Answer: my father's name is Ao Kait and my mother is Om Mum. Question: and what is your wife named and how many children do you have together? Answer: my wife's name is Saum Red and we have 9 children altogether and 4 passed away. President, thank you, Mr. Ao Ho. The greffier made an oral report that to your best knowledge, none of your father, mother, ascendants or descendants, in-laws or wife is admitted as a civil party in this case. Is that information correct? Answer: yes, that is correct. Question: and the greffier also reported that you took an oath before your appearance in this chamber. Is that correct? Answer: yes, I took an oath. President, thank you, and the chamber would like to inform you of your rights and obligations as a witness. Regarding your rights, Mr. Ao Ho, as a witness in the proceedings before the chamber, you may refuse to respond to any question or to make any comment which may incriminate you. That is your right against self-incrimination. This means that you may refuse to provide your response or make any comments that could lead you to being prosecuted. Regarding your obligations, Mr. Ao Ho, as a witness in the proceedings before the chamber, you must respond to any questions by the bench or relevant parties, except where your response or comments to those questions may incriminate you, as the chamber has just informed you of your right as a witness. You must tell the truth that you have known, heard, seen, remembered, experienced, or observed directly in relation to any event or occurrence relevant to the questions that the bench or the parties pose to you. And Mr. Ao Ho, have you been interviewed by the investigators of the office of the co-investigating judges? If so, how many times, when, and where? Answer: it was held once at Balang Commune. Question: and before you appear before the chamber, have you read or reviewed the written record of your statements that you provided to the LCRJ investigators in order to refresh your memory? Answer: Mr. President, I cannot recall everything. Question: have you in fact read it or reviewed it? President, Mr. Witness, have you read or reviewed the written record of your statement before you appear in this chamber? Answer: I could not locate the written record of my statement. President, does it mean that you have not read it? And Mr. Alho, please observe the function of the microphone. You should only speak when you see the red light on the tip of the microphone, so that your voice will go through the interpretation system. Witness, I cannot recall your last question. Please repeat it. President, does it mean that you have not read the written statement of your interviews with the OCIG investigators? Is that correct? Answer, yes, I have not read it. President, thank you. The chamber has been informed that you have some health issues and that you need to relieve yourself frequently. And please do not hesitate to signal the chamber by raising your hand, so that the chamber will give you time to relieve yourself. And for questioning this witness, and in pursuant to Rule 91bis of the ECCC internal rules, the chamber grants the floor first to the co-prosecutors before other parties. And the combined time for the co-prosecutors and the lead co-lawyers for civil parties is 3 sessions. You may now proceed. Ling Seng. Thank you, Mr. President, and good morning, Your Honors, Mr. President, and everyone in and around the courtroom. And good morning, Mr. Witness. My name is Seng Liang, National Co-Prosecutor. Today I have some questions for you to clarify to the court in relation to certain topics. Initially, your background before 1975, the treatment on the 17 April people, the treatment on former lunar soldiers and officers, and the treatment on Buddhism, the treatment on Cham people, and lastly, forced marriage. After that, my international colleague will have some questions relating to the working conditions and organizational structure at the first January dam, at the security centers, and some other questions as well. I want now to begin my question with your background before 1975. Could you tell the chamber where you lived before 17 April 1975? Answer. Before 17 April 1975, I lived in Prey Srangai village, Balang sub-district, Barai district, Kampong Thom province. Question, thank you. Can you also tell the court when the Khmer Rouge occupied your area? Answer. The Khmer Rouge occupied my area since 1970. Thank you. Question. In your OCIG's interview, that is document E3/5255, at EN in Khmer 0023 9906. In English 00250043, and in French 00277224. Answering to the question, where did you live prior to 1975? You said that, and I quote, prior to 1975, I live at Praise Rongai Village, Balang Sub-District, Balang District. And answering to the next question, where were you from 17 April 1975 until 1979? And what did you do? And you said that, and I quote, I remained chief village at Praise Rongai Village until July 1977. Can you tell the court when did you join the revolution? Answer. I began my work with the revolution since 1972. And I continued in that fashion until 1978. Question: when you started working in 1972, what was your function or position? Answer: in 1972, I was the deputy chief of Praise Rongai Village. President Court Officer, could you please check with the witness whether he has a document that he read from? President, Mr. Ao Ho, please respond to your best recollection, and if you cannot recall it, please say so. There is no need for you to refer to any written document. This is a live question-answer session, and the National Deputy Co-Prosecutor, you may resume your questioning. Co-Prosecutor, thank you, Mr. President. And Mr. Witness, can you inform the chamber when you became the village chief? Answer: I became the village chief of Praise Rongai in 1975. Question: who appointed you to be village chief? Answer: I was appointed by Bon, Wood, and through other individuals whose names I cannot recall. Question: who are Vaughan and Wood? Answer: they were commune chief and deputy commune chief. Questioned: Until when you were the village chief? Answer. I started to become a village chief in 1975, and I continued to carry out that position until 1978, when I was removed from that position by Angka. Question. Can you please confirm whether it was 1975, 77 or 78 when you stopped being the village chief? Answer. I stopped being in that position in 1978. Question. Can you tell the court the month? Answer. It was in July. Question. So you means that you were the village chief until July 1978. Is that correct? President, Mr. Witness, please respond, as what you said earlier did not go through the microphone system. Witness. I started working in 1975, and I continued working until July 1978. Question. Can you tell the court then what you did after July 1978 when you stopped being the village chief? Answer. At that time, many cadres had been killed, and I was one of the targets. Questioned. And because you were the target of the investigation, and that because many cadres had been killed, you stopped being a village chief. Is that correct? Answer. After I was removed from that position by Angka, it's because Angka did not have confidence in me. Thank you. Questioned. My colleague will put more questions to you regarding this event. And please tell the chamber where you lived after July 1978. Answer. After July 1978, I remained still in Prey Srongai village. Questioned. And what were you doing then? Answer. I became an ordinary villager working in the rice field as other villagers did. Can you tell the chamber who were chiefs of a commune, district, sector, or zones at the time? Answer. After July that year, I do not know who became the commune chief. As at that time, I was demoted to become an ordinary villager, and I was not allowed to attend any monthly meeting. As for the sector committee, I only know the previous committee members. However, to my knowledge, they all died. Question. I'd like you to give the chamber the names of the previous chiefs of communes, districts, or tech sectors when you were chief of the Prey Srangai village. Answer. The commune committee during the time that I was village chief were born Wood Lẹ Jad Jin and Long. Question. And what about members of the district committee? Answer. I don't recall their names. However, there was an alias for the district committee, Mool. Question. What about the names of members at the sector committee and at the zone level, if you know them? Answer. Pok was the zone committee at the time. As for the sector committee members, I cannot recall their names. Question. When you say Pok, are you referring to Kai Pok? Answer. Yes, I refer to Kai Pok.
Prosecutor, thank you. Mr. Wines, did you personally know Ms. Kai Pok? Answer. I did not know Kai Pok well, but I saw him in a vehicle passing my village to the work site. I could see him 50 meter away from where he was in the vehicle. Prosecutor, thank you, Mr. Wines. I now move to another topic, that is treatment on the new people. In your OCIJ's interview, document E3/5255 at Khmer Eon 00239906 through 07. And the English Eon is at 00250043. French Eon is at 00277225. You stated, and I quote, the 17th April 1975 evacuation was from Phnom Penh. The people were called 17th April Group or New People Group. My question is as follows. When did this group of people arrive in your area? Answer. They arrived at my place in late April. I do not recall the dates. Question. How many families that they were sent to your commune and village? Answer. For the 17 April people, there were many of them. There were 300 families, and my commune received only 100 families.
អរគុណលោកសាក់សី
Council. Thank you, Mr. Witness. Were people in your commune divided into groups according to whether they were base person or a new people or 17 April people? Answer. Yes, they were divided as such. As for base people, they were put in a different group. However, new people and base people, they conduct work. They conducted the same work. They worked in the field. Question. So how many groups were divided? Answer. There were full right members people, candidate people, and depositee. Question. Could you tell the court what differences between the three groups as mentioned by you? Answer. I do not know about other villages or communes. As people in my commune and village, they worked in the field. They did not have different work to do. Question. So why were they classified into three groups then? Answer. I do not know. It was the decision of the upper echelon. Question. Do you know who told you to group people as such? Answer. I was called into a meeting and we were told that people had to be divided into such groups. You said that you were called into a meeting at the quarter. So what did you mean by referring to a quarter? Was it a commune? Answer. Actually, I was referring to the commune when I said the word songkat or quarter. Counsel, thank you very much, Mr. Witness. Could you tell the court which category was your family in? Answer. For my family, we My family members were put in the candidate people group. Co-prosecutor, can you tell the court, did the three groups of people receive the same treatment or receive different treatment? Answer. In my village, as I said, I do not know about other villages. The three groups of people receive the same treatment. Co-prosecutor, can you tell the court, was the food ration the same or different between based and new people? Answer. Actually, at that time, we had to eat collectively. Co-prosecutor, what about the food ration for based people, new people, and candidate people? Was the food ration different or the same? Answer. As for food ration, we had gruel. We received the same amount of gruel. If one group of people receive 2 ladles of gruel, another group would receive the same amounts. Co-prosecutor, did you know that people in your commune or village died from starvation? Answer. No. People in my village and commune, they did not die from starvation because they received the same food ration. And when they returned from work, they could go to catch fish in the stream. Co-prosecutor, thank you very much, Mr. Witness. Concerning new people and base people, when they committed minor offenses, were they treated the same or differently? Answer. As for new people and base people, when they committed offenses or wrongdoings, they receive the same treatment. They were reprimanded the same. Co-prosecutor, in your OCIJ statement document E3/5255 at Khmer EON 00239911, EON in English is at 00250047, and French EON is at 00277229 through 30. Answering to the question, what categories of people were arrested and persecuted the most? You responded, and I quote, "The positive people were more easily found to be at fault and were punished more than the other people." So, how could you explain this to the chamber? Answer. For 17 April people, when they committed minor offenses or wrongdoings, the commune chief would reprimand them. But if they committed serious wrongdoings, the commune chief did not reprimand them. The commune chief could not guarantee their safety. In my commune, people did not commit any serious offenses or wrongdoings. Co-prosecutor, I do not really understand what you have just said. I would like to go back into the statement which I quoted. You said, quote, "The deposited people were more easily found to be at fault and were punished more than the other people," unquote. Is it true for the statement that you said in the OCIJ interview? Answer. For the positive people, when they had committed wrongdoings in other commune away from their workplace, so they were easily found to be at fault. Co-prosecutor, I would like your clarification on the point that you said the positive people were more easily found to be at fault. Is this statement true? And you still confirm, you still stand by your statement? Answer. Yes, that is true. I still stand by my statement as you quoted. Co-prosecutor, thank you very much, Mr. Witness. Did you know why the positive were the target of mistreatment and persecution? Answer. I do not have any clear information on this point. Co-prosecutor, how did you know that the positive people were more easily found to be at fault? Answer. The positive people had their friends in other commune, and the positive people would tell the secret matters to their friends. Co-prosecutor, in your experience, did you know that there were frequent arrests, killing, or disappearance of the 17 April people? Answer. Actually, there were no frequent arrests, killing, or disappearance, but I could see people were transported in vehicles. Co-prosecutor, thank you very much. Mr. Witness, because of the time, I would like to move to another topic concerning treatment of Lone Nol soldier and officials. My question is as follows. Can you tell the court what happened to people in Barai district, in your whole district? Your people were identified as official or soldier of Lone Nol regime. So can you tell us what happened to them? Answer. Could you repeat your question, Mr. Co-prosecutor? Co-prosecutor, can you tell the chamber what happened to your people in Barai district? Your people in Barai district were identified as a former official or soldier of Lone Nol regime. What happened to them? Answer. These people confided the secret to other people, so they told that they were such official, former official or soldier. Co-prosecutor, after the cadre learned that they were former official or soldier of Lone Nol regime, so what happened to these people? Answer. From my observation, when they were learned that they were former official or soldiers, we feel pity on these people. If the information leaked to the security personnel, the security personnel would come to arrest the former official or soldiers. Co-prosecutor, where were they arrested to? Answer. They were arrested and put into a security office. Co-prosecutor, I would like to move to another question. When you people arrived in Barai district in late April, as you have just stated, do you know whether the Khmer Rouge tried to identify people who were soldiers, officials, or otherwise connected to the Lone Nol regime?
During the performance of my task, starting from 1975, I received the instructions from the commune chief.
You mentioned attending a commune meeting. Was that a frequent occurrence? Can you tell us, did you have meetings once a week, once a month, once a year? Can you explain?
Sometimes the meeting was held on a monthly basis or a fortnight basis, so it varied.
Besides the commune leadership, the commune committee, did anyone attend from a higher level, from the sector, for example?
Sometimes the meetings were attended or chaired by senior cadres from the district or from the sector level.
Just so we're clear, by the way, you lived in Barai district. Did that have a number during the DK period?
I do not know whether there was a designated number for that district.
And what about the sector?
As for the sector, in fact, the central zone was subdivided into three sectors, namely sector 41, 42, and 43.
Which sector were you village chief in? Your village was in which sector?
It was in sector 42.
Now, sir, you indicated that you were a core member, considered a core member by the party, but you also indicated that your family was classified as candidate members rather than full rights. Can you explain why it was that your family was a candidate member family as opposed to full rights members?
That is my personal conclusion. Usually full rights people refer to the pure class poor peasant who could only earn a living on a day-by-day basis. And when people were a bit better than that, would be considered the middle class, and those who were a bit more wealthy would be considered the upper class, and that's how they divide the social status of the people during the regime. President, thank you, Mr. Co-Prosecutor. It is now convenient to have a short break. We have a break now and return at 25 to 11. Court officer, please assist the witness during the short break and invite him to return to the courtroom at 25 to 11. The court is now in recess.